First of all, this is the V List. It is Detroit's premier television, entertainment, radio. We do it all. I
Awesome.
believe
Well, we're
that I'm
honored to be here.
absolutely welcome to Detroit. First of all, this is the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, and I'm serious. I literally felt some kind of way interviewing you guys because you're iconic voices. Let me introduce you to the V List. First of all, we have Bill Farmer, Emmy nominated. Bill Farmer,
Yes,
who is the voice of Goofy and Pluto. And
among others, and yeah, for 38 years now.
we have Bret Iwan, who is the iconic voice of Mickey. Bill, let me get you in here first. How
Okay.
long have you been doing the voice of Goofy and Pluto?
I started in January 1987, so 38 years thus far. And that may be like a record in Hollywood. I don't know, because I've been the only one that has done that, Goofy and Pluto, and others, but Goofy the longest. And what a great character, and what a great ride it's been thus far. It's just the best job. I'm never going to quit.
I was just thinking about that. You've got it all, Bill.
Well, I don't know about that, but I have a lot of fun, and it really gratifies me to see at Comic Cons and stuff the reaction that people have to these characters. That's the best part of it.
We love you. Can you tell me how the voice of Goofy and Pluto, how do you develop a voice like that, a character like that?
The audition, they were looking with the advent of like television and cable TV and presence of Disney on that. They wanted, there were four or five guys doing Mickey and Donald and Goofy and everything, maybe down in Florida, maybe at Disneyland, maybe on records. They wanted to settle on one voice for each of the main characters. So they had a big audition for most all of the characters. And gosh, I was the lucky one that they liked as Goofy. Yep. And so I never knew it would turn into this a 38-year job, but because they don't sign you to a real long contract. You do, every job is a new contract, still is to this day. And but they continue to call for 38 years, and I've continued to go in.
Well, Bill, there is a difference between Goofy and Pluto. I
Oh yeah.
myself, I myself am a little more relaxed with Goofy. I don't know why, but
He's a
he,
pretty good character, and Pluto doesn't talk, which is actually tougher on the throat, going, and barking. If I have to bark for like a half an hour, yes, I feel it in the throat. But Goofy, I can do it all day long.
I'm so glad you hear me. I would make you do that voice all the time.
It's fun, and I do it quite a bit.
So let me ask you real quick. I'm a voice artist. I don't think I'm an actor. How difficult for layman people, how difficult is it to be a voice actor versus just an actor?
Okay, there's really not that much difference. I learned by a guy who was a teacher of mine, Dawes Butler, back in the old days. He did all the Hanna-Barbera voices: Yogi Bear, Huckleberry Hound, Snagglepuss, Captain Crunch, about 40 some major characters. He was the one that really said it's not voice acting, it's voice acting. Emphasis on the actor. We are actors, and that's the difference between people doing an impression, which we hear all the time at Comic-Con. Someone will come up and do their Goofy or do their Mickey voice, but that's a copy, that's a mimicry. What we do is take that, but we have to inhabit the personality. And the hard part is to do it for 4 hours, keep that character the same. Whatever his emotions are, you've got to have those emotions. You've got to bring that into the scene. And so it's much more of an acting job than what most people think. People think about the voice because that's what they hear, but it's really an acting job.
Brett, I can tell you right now, and I was just waiting to ask this question to you. First of all, I know you're not the original Mickey. Uh,
Correct.
Mickey, how do you land Mickey?
Well, correct. I'm not the original voice because the original voice was Walt Disney, believe it or not, back in 1928 with the premiere of Steamboat Willie. Walt was the one squawking and making all those noises and did so all the way till 1947 consistently. I'm the fourth voice, which is a tremendous honor because I'm just a huge Disney fan. And I kind of landed the role in a roundabout way. I never intended to be a voice actor. I wasn't ever, it wasn't really on my career radar. I wanted to be an artist, and I am. I went to school for art. I'm a professional illustrator and designer. And it only so happens that a friend of mine who works for the company found out they were holding auditions for Mickey. And she knew that I was a big Disney fan and a Mickey fan. And as such, like Bill just said, I was just a fan who did that mimic voice, right? Like I kind of copied, I was just doing an impression. We'd go to the parks and I'd say, "Oh boy," and that was about the extent of it. But she knew my passion and she saw this opportunity for me and she said, "You got to try out." And when I got the info, that's exactly what I did. I thought, this was unexpected. Not it wasn't on my bingo card for life, but why not? So I took a chance. I tried out, and that was 16 years ago. And so I landed the role in a really roundabout way. It was a lengthy audition process, obviously, and I've learned and like to say I've grown so much over those past 16 years. But yeah, in some ways, call it fate, call it whatever you want. The role kind of found me, and I'm very grateful because it's an iconic role. It's one that Walt did himself, but it's just again for this Disney fan, it's a dream come true, a dream that I didn't even know I had, to be honest. So I'm living the dream.
On your audition for Mickey, what did they make you do? In his
Well, it's a great question. So, because these characters are legacy characters, they're not looking for Bret's version of Mickey. They're looking for you to be as consistent as possible. As my predecessor said, we're just filling in for the boss. We're preserving Walt's legacy and continuing what he started. So they provided an MP3 with a bunch of samples of Mickey. They had Walt's Mickey, they had Wayne Allwine's Mickey, and so my audition was to copy those performances as close as possible and submit that. So yeah, there was great Mickey lines from Brave Little Tailor and Society Dog Show. He's a mighty fine dog, sir, and he's smart too. All the way up to actually, we're here talking about Mickey Mouse Clubhouse Plus, and the intro line from Mickey Mouse Clubhouse was part of that audition. Hi, everybody, it's me, Mickey Mouse. Say, want to come inside my clubhouse? Well, all right. So that's what I submitted, and then of course I went into the studio and we elaborated a little bit more on that, and then we did some cold reads and worked through what a normal session would be like. But yeah, that was the gist of it. That was the start of it.
You guys, I absolutely adore you. I thank you with everything that's going on in our world. I can escape through you. We can escape through you. You are absolutely legendary treasures. It is the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. It is airing right now on Disney Junior. It's 10 episodes available on Disney Plus right now, Mondays, 9 a.m. Gentlemen, thank you so much. You have literally made my day.
Thank you for having us.
Honored. Thank you for having us.